Hello V-Rising fans! Today, I'm exploring the forgotten content of Ardoran. I'll uncover items, resources, structures, spells, and quests that once existed in the game but have since been removed. Whether you've been playing since early access or you're new to V-Rising, this video will show you how the game has changed over time. Ready to discover what's been lost to the shadows? Let's begin our exploration of V-Rising's removed content. Before we do, welcome to my channel, your go-to source for all things V-Rising. If you're new here and enjoy vampire gaming content, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. You'll get regular updates with tips, strategies, and the latest V-Rising news. Now, let's get started with today's topic. Let's start with armor sets that once protected Ardoran's vampires. The Blood Moon armor set was the top tier option before update 1.0. You could make it at the tailoring bench as an upgrade from the Dawntorn armor set. Each piece needed a separate recipe, which you had to research at the Athenaeum. These recipes were sold at the city book vendor for 20 gold sun coins each. The Blood Moon set had a gear level of 8 and gave plus 505 total max health, and it also had set bonuses. Two pieces increased movement speed by 6%, while the full set boosted attack speed by 6% and gear level by 1. Update 1.0 replaced this set with 4 new ones: Shadow Moon, Grim Knight, Dreadplate, and Maleficar Scholar. Each new set brings something different to the game. Next is the Merciless Hollowfang armor set. This was the upgrade for the Hollowfang armor set, also made at the tailoring bench. It had a gear level of 6 and gave plus 345 total max health. Its set bonuses were like the Blood Moon's, but weaker: 4% movement speed for 2 pieces and 4% attack speed plus 1 gear level for the full set. Update 1.0 replaced it with Dusk Watcher, Crimson Templar, Blood Hunter, and Dark Magus sets. The Merciless Night Stalker armor set was also removed. This gear level 4 set gave plus 151 total max health and had unique bonuses. 2 pieces increased max health by 12, while the full set added 2 physical power and 1 gear level. It was replaced by the Grim Ranger, Marauder, Shadewalker, and Warlock sets. For a simpler option, there was the Bandit armor set. This gear level 2 set only came from loot drops. It only had chest, leggings, and boots, giving a total of 46.4 max health. In accessories, the Blood Rose Ring was an upgrade to the Bone Ring. At gear level 6, it gave plus 7 spell power. Update 1.0 replaced it with the Bloodbone Ring. V-Rising once had special containers that added complexity to inventory management. These came in large, medium, and small sizes, each unlocked by defeating specific bosses and made at the leatherworking station. Coin purses could hold 7, 5, or 3 coin stacks based on size. They also protected the wearer from silver effects. Gem bags, herb bags, and research bags followed the same pattern, holding 7, 5, or 3 stacks of their items. These containers let players prioritize certain types of loot. They were all removed in the 1.0 update. The early access Soul Shard was a powerful but risky item. Dropped by shard bearers, you could plant it in your territory like current shard pedestals. It gave a strong 2-hour buff when used. But carrying a Soul Shard was dangerous. It stopped you from using vampire powers, mounts, and cave passages. It also slowed you by 15% and made you take 25% more damage. To use the shard, you had to put it in your action bar and place it in your territory. Once placed, you could use its powers without time limit. It added strategy to territory control and risk management. Lastly, there was the General's Soul Reaper. You made this weapon from the General's Soul Reaper orb, dropped by undead commanders in Haunted Iron Mine or Church of the Damned. The Gloomrot update removed it, but it might have been a test for the current ancestral weapon system. That's a lot of removed items. If you're enjoying this look at V-Rising's past, please like the video. It helps other V-Rising players find this information. If you used any of these items, share your memories in the comments. Now, let's look at resources. Resources are crucial for crafting in V-Rising, and some have been removed over time. Play mode was only used to create vases. The Gloomrot update removed it, making decoration crafting simpler. Ellen Lotus and its seeds were found in the Harpy Nest area of Silverlight Hills. The Gloomrot update replaced them with Plague Briar, changing both the look and the crafting recipes tied to this resource. The Imperial Thread was important for making clothes, armor and cloaks. You could only find it in Silverlight Hills, mostly in Brighthaven. Its removal changed crafting significantly. Iron Body was used to make castle decorations. Like many others, it didn't survive the Gloomrot update, affecting how players decorated their bases. Scales were an odd resource. You could only get them from the spider cave in the Cursed Forest. You could get scales from both mosquitoes and fish as well, which might be why they were removed. Despite this, they were used in some of the strongest armor in the game. Water items changed too. Filled water skins made at water wells are gone. Water-filled bottles, once made by filling empty water bottles near water, have been removed. Empty canisters, which you had to fill near Gloomrot sludge pools, have been replaced by pre-filled sludge-filled canisters. These changes made water and sludge mechanics in the game simpler. Our vampire castles have changed over time too. Wooden stairs, once common on slopes in territories, were removed with update 1.0. Unlike stone stairs, you couldn't use them to reach a second castle floor. Their removal changed how players moved around elevated areas in their bases. The Ambrosia, Slim and Wide blood cases were versatile storage options. The Slim version held 28 stacks of items and was unlocked at the study. The Wide version held 42 stacks and was unlocked at the Athenium. Both have been replaced by specific containers like blood potion storage, changing how players organize their items. The Blood Altar was once key for vampire hunters. You got it early after finishing the Getting Ready for the Hunt quest. It helped find V-Blood carriers with a red swirling blood cone. The Gloomrot expansion made this structure unnecessary by adding V-Blood tracking to the main game screen. The Blood Altar's design was reused in the 1.0 release as the Altar of Recollection for resetting spell choices. Borders were how you marked your territory before the Gloomrot update. Now, they're mainly for making balconies and railings on higher castle floors. They must connect to the castle heart or other floor or border tiles. This change affected how players set up and grew their territories. The Slim bookcase was another storage option, holding 28 stacks of items. You unlocked it at the research desk, but it's been replaced by specific containers like small knowledge storage. Lastly, there was the wardrobe. This storage structure held 35 stacks of items and was unlocked at the study. Update 1.0 increased its storage and renamed it to Cupboard. Later, it was completely replaced by the Bureau and Secretaire, changing both the look and use of storage in player castles. Even our magical abilities have changed. Let's look at spells that have been changed or removed. Frost Vortex was a powerful ultimate ability. It created a frost storm that dealt 100% magic damage and pulled enemies to the center. The storm lasted 6 seconds, dealing 480% magic damage and applying chill to all enemies. This spell was merged into Ice Block in the 1.0 update. After the Gloomrot update, frost magic abilities applied chill, slowing enemy movement speed by 15% for 5 seconds. Some abilities can freeze enemies, stopping them for 4 seconds and dealing 25% spell damage. Vampires are only frozen for half as long. Spectral Assassin was another changed spell. It summoned a Spectral Assassin at a target spot. This ghost would do a heavy melee attack, dealing 140% magic damage to nearby enemies, knocking them back and weakening them, cutting their damage by 30% for 5 seconds. The assassin lasted up to 6 seconds. After Gloomrot, this skill moved from illusion magic to unholy magic and became the Death Knight. Purgatory was a spell that both attacked and defended. It called down an energy pillar that slowed enemies for 1 second and healed allies for 40% of your spell power. After 1.2 seconds, the pillar would explode, dealing 75% magic damage to enemies and healing allies for 75% of your spell power. The Gloomrot update removed this spell and added the Blood School spell Blood Fountain instead. Lastly, there was Crimson Aegis. This protective spell shielded an ally or yourself, absorbing damage equal to 200% of your spell power for 3 seconds. It also knocked nearby enemies back when applied. After Gloomrot, this skill moved from blood magic to illusion magic and became Phantom Aegis. These spell changes greatly affected how players fight and support each other in V-Rising. Quests guide us through Vardaran, and they've changed too. Armour of Bones was an early quest described as "The bones of the dead proved helpful in protecting my body." You had to craft bone guard chest guard, leggings, gloves and boots. Finishing this quest used to unlock bone axes. Update 1.0 replaced it with Hides of the Wild, changing early game progress. Stonebreaker was another early quest. It said, "The Mace, a weapon too heavy for mere mortals to wield, a tool for myself to break rocks and skulls effortlessly." This quest unlocked the Castle Heart and Foundations, crucial for setting up your vampire base. Update 1.0 combined the intro quests for maces and axes into Gathering, making the early game simpler. Blood of Luminance was a late game quest described as the key to a forgotten realm, the key to unimaginable power when the time is right. This quest unlocked the Blood Key. Before Update 1.0, you had to drink Solaris's blood at the end. When Dracula, the Immortal King, was added, this quest became Lord of the Night, changing the endgame story. These quest changes show how the developers have adjusted the game's progress and story over time, guiding players through V-Rising's changing world. There you have it, fellow vampires. All the content that's been removed from V-Rising. You've seen armor sets, spells, resources, structures, and quests that are no longer in the game. V-Rising has changed a lot since its early days. Some changes have made the game simpler, while others have added new complexities. Removing special storage containers made inventory management easier, while adding new armor sets instead of single upgrades has given us more ways to build our characters. The changes to spells and abilities show the developers balancing attack and defense options while trying to make each magic school unique and strong. Which removed feature do you miss most? Do you think the game is better now? Maybe some of these old ideas will come back in new ways in future updates. V-Rising keeps changing, and who knows what the next update will bring. If you like this look at V-Rising's history, please hit the like button. It helps the channel and shows me that you want more content like this. If you haven't yet, consider subscribing to get all my V-Rising content. I cover game updates, strategy guides, and more. Share your thoughts in the comments. Did you play with any of these removed items or features? Would you like to see any come back? Also, if I missed any removed content, please let me know in the comments. Your feedback, memories, and additional information make this community great. Thanks for watching, and remember, have fun, stay deadly, and keep rising.